Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying with Jim Misiura. Today I'm going to tie a pheasant tail bubble emerger. The hook that I have in the vise, this is a number 720. It is from Lively Legs, number 720, size 14. This is a barbless nymph hook, and it is one extra short and nice barbless, nickel-plated barbless hook. I'm going to use just brown thread. This is Danville 8/0. And we're going to put a base of thread on the hook and bring that back about halfway. Now we're going to tie in our rib. The reason I'm tying the rib in from halfway is the rib is going to thicken the body up. And this is, you can use gold. This actually says yellow, actually says hot yellow on the spool. That's only a little bit left. It looks gold to me, but it says hot yellow, but it's not going to be a real bright color. It's more like just gold. And this is a small wire. It's not extra fine. And we'll bring that back. And the reason, like I said, the reason for tying it in from halfway is it's going to add some bulk to it. And on the front part, we don't want as much bulk because we're going to be putting a hackle on there. Our body is going to be, this is an olive pheasant tail center. And I'm actually not even going to take them from that side. I'm going to take them from the softer side. And I'm going to take maybe about eight or 10 strands. Going to want to have a nice skinny body there. You can use a yellow dyed one, and the yellow dyed one is actually looks more olive than this olive. It's a lighter color. We're going to measure the tail. We want it just a nice skinny tail about the length of the hook shank. And we'll go ahead and tie that in. Maybe give it 3 wraps. Fold that back, put one on top, and then you can bring your thread forward. Now we can go ahead and wrap our body. Just rotate our vise. Now I don't want to go all the way, I don't want to go too far forward. I want to leave a little space for the wing and the hackle. We don't want to get that too fat. Put a couple of wraps in front, and then we could trim away that excess. Now we'll take our rib, and I'm going to counter wrap that. Again, being the opposite direction we wrapped the body. You see it's making a nice color there. We're going to keep that last wrap up there tight, or we don't want to go any extra on the wraps, because again we want to try to keep that head area kind of skinny and helicopter that off. Now I have a nice kind of a gray speckled hackle here, but my wing is going to be one of the aftershaft feathers, so I just dig through and get an aftershaft feather out of here. And here we have one, and since we got this is almost full grown, I'm going to take that part out. I just want to have this basically this fluff, and then we're going to tie this in. I'm actually going to go ahead and break off those points there. And you want to have them, you don't want them nice, you want to break them off, you don't want them sharp. Just have them nice. And we'll go ahead and tie this in for that wing. You want the fluffy stuff because the fluffy stuff is what makes it a bubble emerger, because this fluffy stuff is going to take an air bubble down with it. So we'll make that wing just about to the length of the body. And we'll go ahead and trim this off. I might even save that part for another fly. And we'll secure that with a couple of cleanup wraps. Now I'm going to take that speckled hackle. Got some nice, really nice speckled hackle here. I'm going to take one of them. And it doesn't matter that I get the stiff ones, because the tips of this is good enough for dry flies. But it doesn't matter that I get the stiff ones. You really want to go for the length, and you want that length to be just the length of the body, just about the length of the body. Very good wet fly. I'm going to go ahead and tie that on. And I'm going to leave my thread about halfway. Now I'm going to, actually, since this is a small feather, I'm going to put hackle pliers on it. And we're going to give this 3 or 4 wraps. It's really an eyeball thing here, how much you want on there. There we go, 4 looks pretty good. That's, like I said, that's practically dry fly quality right there. I'm going to tie this in. Take that hackle plier off there. I'm going to hold everything back. I'm going to form the head, but as I'm doing that, I'm going to come back a few wraps, maybe 2 or 3 thread widths onto the hackle so that it starts going to the rear. I can break off that one. Now it's looking more like the wet fly it should be. And we'll take the whip finish and give it a nice 3 to 6 turn whip finish. That there. Just kind of, even with hackle, dry fly or soft hackle, you can take your dubbing teaser and gently tease it, because they'll get stuck together, and by teasing them you can actually get them to come apart. If you go heavy, you're going to make it come apart for sure, but it won't be any good. Now we'll take some head cement and we'll get good head cement right around it. And here we have a pheasant tail bubbly emerger. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. When you do, make sure you hit the notify. And please visit my sponsors. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. If you'd like to purchase any flies from me, go to etsy.com/shop/theflymanjim. And if you don't see it there, just send me a message and tell me what you want, and I'll get right back to you. We'll figure it out. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.